Second video today is about factorising algebraic expressions. Let's look at this example. What does this expression mean? And remember, it's an expression. There's no equal sign, so it's not an equation. It means 2 times x plus 2 times y. I'm using the dots because with these questions, if I start putting in lots of little x's, it does get a bit messy. This just means 2 times x plus 2 times y. The common factor in both of those terms is 2. Should point out this is a term and this is a term. The common factor is 2. So I can bring that outside the brackets. I'm left with x plus y. Okay, so where in the past we have worked on removing brackets, what we're doing when we factorise is we're putting brackets back in. Let's do another one. 3m plus 3n. Well, that means 3 times m plus 3 times n. The common factor is 3. So 3 will go outside the bracket. I'm left with m plus n. If you think about it, if you were now to remove that bracket, everything in here multiplied by 3, 3 times n, it's 3m, 3 times n, 3n. 4t plus 8w, so 4t, so that's 4 times t plus 8, we're going to break down 4 times 2 times w. Let's look at why we do that. What we want to do is we want to take out the highest common factor, and that's something we've worked on the last couple of weeks, the highest common factor. The highest common factor of 4 and 8 is 4. So we're going to take out the 4, put it outside the bracket, and I'm left with t plus 2 times w, 2w. Right. Now 15 and 10, the highest common factor is 5. So that's 5 times 3 times k, subtract 5 times 2 times t. Underline the common factor, 5. 5 goes outside the bracket. I'm left with 3k minus 2t. In this one, I've got 3 numbers, 4, 8 and 12. And the highest common factor of 4, 8 and 12 is 4. So 4k, it's 4 times k plus 4 times 2 times t, subtract 4 times 3 times w. Looking at each term, see the 4 is in all terms, so I can take that out. And I'm left with k plus 2t minus 3w. Close the brackets. What happens when we have letters that we can also factorise? Let's break down this expression. 2x squared, that means 2 times x plus 4x. I'm going to break that down to 2 times 2 times x, because the highest common factor of 2 and 4 is 2. Have a look at that. What do they have in common? Well, they have a 2 in common and they have an x in common. So I can take out 2x and then start my brackets. I'm left with x plus 2. Now, a common mistake here would be, you would think, right, I'm taking x's from both terms, and you would take both those x's. That is wrong. It is a common mistake. You take one x from there, you take one x from there. Okay? In this one, we've got 5 times t plus 5 times 2 times t times w. Again, the highest common factor of 5 and 10 is 5. So what have they got in common? They've both got a 5, they've both got a t, and that's it. So I'm going to take out 5t. What am I left with? I'm left with t plus 2w. Okay? And lastly, or nearly lastly, I've already written this one out. 20x squared y plus 15xy squared minus 25xy. So the highest common factor of 20, 15 and 25 is 5. So this is 4 times 5, x squared, x times times y. Here we have 3 times 5 times x times y. Subtract. 25 is 5 times 5 and I've just got xy. So what can I take from each term? Well, I can take a 5. And remember here you can only take one 5. I can also take an x. And I can take a y. Okay, there is nothing else I can take from all 3 terms. So now I can start my brackets. This term, I've got 4x left over, plus 3 times y minus 5. And that's your final answer. One other example I would like to do is, let's look at, say, 5x plus 10x squared. Highest common factor of 5 and 10 is 5. So that becomes 5 times x plus 5 times 2 times x times x. Underline the common factors. Well, they've both got 5 and they've both got x. 5x goes outside the bracket. Now you'll notice there's nothing left here, so you need to consider that as a times 1 as well. That won't change the overall value, but it does leave you with 1 to put there. Plus, and here we've got 2x. And think about what would happen if you removed the brackets. 5x times 1 is 5x. 5x times 2x, 10x squared. So that, again, is quite a common mistake and something you need to be aware of. So again, now you're ready to try the questions attached to the task descriptor.